Hey everyone, this is Rab News Blog Animation Bliss, and there's a bit of an animated news update. So it's been announced today that Disney Channel is planning on making a live action movie based off of Kim Possible. And before I get into this news, I would like to remind everyone that new videos will be posted up every Sunday. It could be Sunday morning, Sunday night, or Sunday evening, depending on when I can get the videos posted up. And if you happen to see any videos posted up during the week, that must mean there was a bit of animated news we wanted to cover. So those would be considered special videos. And every Monday we have the top 50 animated facts series, where we go over 15 facts about animated series that was suggested by the viewers. So those will be posted up every Monday. So now let's get into this bit of news. Disney Channel announcing that there will be a live action movie of Kim Possible. Now, let me first start off by saying I love Kim Possible. I was a huge fan of Kim Possible growing up, and I love what the show did for the channel. I love all the pop culture references the show has. I like the fact that it was based off um, like many action cartoons or action live action shows going on at the time, especially Buffy the Vampire Slayer. So I like how it had such a huge influence on the channel, on Disney Channel itself, and in the world of cartoons dealing with action characters that's like more about the school life than about the action sequences. But yeah, that's what I love so much about Kim Possible. So what are my thoughts about Kim Possible getting a live action movie? I will admit when I first heard the news, I was like, "Oh no, Disney Channel or Disney is going to have another live action adaptation of one of their cartoons." Seriously, but then I started thinking about, oh, this might be a good thing. I'm actually pretty excited about all this because I feel like out of all the shows, all the animated shows that's been released by Disney Channel, I think Kim Possible would work best as a live action series because most of the characters were human characters, so that's something you could deal with very well in a live action setting. And I think you could do that very well with Kim Possible since most of the characters are humans. And I am interested to see, how would the world of Kim Possible translate to a live action setting. We have been getting a lot of movies that the cartoons are like transferred to a live action setting. Some of them were good, some of them were bad. It all depends how well they did the effects and everything, or how faithful they were to the original source material. Like, for example, I did like the Ben 10 Alien Force live action adaptation of the series. I thought it was done very well. I thought most of the actors did a pretty good job of portraying the characters. I mean, there were times where I felt like they were flat, but I thought the Ben 10 Alien Force live action adaptation was pretty well done, in my personal opinion. Everybody else might have a different opinion about that. But I am curious to see how they're going to deal with the Kim Possible live action movie. Like I said before, I think doing the human characters would be very easy. The only problem I have with this is that how are they going to do characters like Rufus, and how they're going to deal with the skin color of Dr. Draken. Getting his name mixed up. But anyway, I am concerned about Rufus. Like, that they're going to have to CGI Rufus in some kind of way to catch his expressions. It would be a bad idea to make him into a real life naked mole rat, and he can't really do all the expressions that he's able to do in the cartoon series itself. And then you have to look at how would Rufus fare being CGI or looking like a very realistic mole rat in a CGI setting. So that can make the character look very uncanny in this live action adaptation. And I hope that they're able to pull off Rufus's characteristics very well in this live action adaptation. I hope that his CGI form doesn't look too weird in a live action setting, because there are some CGI films I've seen where they try to make the cartoon characters more humanized in a way, or make them look more realistic, and sometimes it has a really uncanny effect when that happens. So I'm hoping that's not what happened with Rufus's character. So I am curious how they're going to handle Rufus. On the matter about what to do about Dr. Draken's skin, Dr. Draken's skin, keep getting his name mixed up. But you notice in the cartoon series his skin is blue. So I think they could handle that very well. They could just paint the actor's faces as blue to reinforce Dr. Draken's blue features. I do wonder how that's going to look like in the live action format. So I am curious about that. And as far as the plot goes, we still don't know much about what the plot is going to be. Like they just said, Disney Channel pretty much just said, "Oh, we're going to do a live action movie based off of Kim Possible," but they never really said what the plot is. So it makes me wonder: is the plot going to take place after the original series, or is it going to be like sort of a revamp of the original series but in live action format? I do wonder how they're going to deal with that, like what they're going to do about the plot. Um, would I want the movie take place after the original series? Well, it would be a good way to kind of revisit these characters again, but I feel like, having to do a live action adaptation of these characters and then explain the story about what happened to them after the original series would be kind of weird, I guess, because then the audience would be like, oh, well, why these characters in live action format when you're the series of taking place after the original series, and the original series was in the cartoon format. So I think it would cause some confusion there. Um, but if the series has to take place, if this movie has to take place after the original series, I would rather prefer it if it was like an animated movie, because by then, it wouldn't feel so weird to have to do a live action adaptation of this series and then have it take place after the original series and then have the audience question, what kind of universe is this? Why is this movie in live action? It takes place at the original series, but the original series is a cartoon. So um I do think hopefully, we'll see what this plot is going to be and how they're going to treat these characters in this movie. As for who's going to play these characters, well, that's kind of hard to say for me. Like I can't really tell you what actors or actresses I think would be perfect to play Kim and Ron, except maybe the original voice actors. I think Christy Carlson Romano would do a pretty good job playing as Kim if they were to make her a live action version of Kim Possible. I think she can do it. Maybe Will Vidal too could play a good Ron, but that's just my honest opinion. I think they could do these characters, but it all depends what the storyline's going to be and if it's going to be like taking place after the original series or it's going to be like a revamp of the series itself. Because if it's going to be revamped, they may as well get new actors and actresses for this role, but I'm not really sure about where they're going with this movie. So that's my thoughts about the new Kim Possible live action movie coming out. So what are your thoughts about all this? Are you excited for a new Kim Possible live action movie, or do you hate the idea and you think there shouldn't be a live action adaptation of Kim Possible? Um, or do you think that Disney Channel should have just made an animated reunion film of Kim Possible instead, like had all the characters come back into the film, but let it be animated so we could just see how all these characters are doing after the events of the original series? And also, I want to put this out there. I think this might be the very first Disney Channel original series that would get its own live action adaptation. So I think this is pretty interesting that Kim Possible is getting this treatment, and it makes me wonder, will we be seeing live action adaptations of the Proud Family, of American Dragon Jake Long, of Lilo and Stitch, of Phineas and Ferb, like so many other shows where we get live action adaptations about those. And if we are, what Disney Channel shows do you want to see get a live action adaptation? So tell me what you think about this in the comments below. And don't forget to follow us on Twitter so we can keep you updated any new videos we post up. And also like our Facebook page. And also support us through Patreon so we can continue to push out great content for this channel. Well, hope you enjoyed this video. This is Rabbit Explore Animation Bliss, and I'll see you later.